University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, welcome to the second semi-final of this year's competition. We already know that one of the teams in next week's final will be the four from Magdalen College, Oxford, and one of these two teams here tonight will face them. Tonight's teams have already met, in fact, earlier in the contest, so as one foursome hopes history will repeat itself, the others will be looking for a reversal of fortune, no doubt. The team from Gonville Caius College, Cambridge, have already seen off St Anne's College, Oxford in round one and Manchester University in round two. Their quarter-final victories were at the expense of Magdalen College, Oxford and the University of Durham, whom they're meeting again tonight. Let's let them reintroduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Ted. I'm from Hammersmith in London and I'm studying law.
Hello, I'm Michael from Ballymena in Northern Ireland and I'm studying for a PhD in history.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm from Hertfordshire and I'm studying medicine.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm from Southampton and I'm reading natural sciences.
The team from Durham University had victories over Brasenose College, Oxford and the University of York in rounds 1 and 2 and then lost their first quarter-final match to the team they're facing again tonight. They earned the right to stay in the contest by beating Trinity College, Cambridge and then qualified for this stage of the competition with a win over the University of Liverpool. Let's meet them for the sixth time.
Hello, I'm Daniel Morgan Thomas. I'm from East London and I'm studying history and classics.
Hi, I'm Freddie Lloyd. I'm from Penshurst in Kent and I'm studying philosophy.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Fred Harvey. I'm from Vidlington in East Yorkshire and I'm studying physics.
Hello, I'm Nikhil Boyd-Shah. I'm from Bournemouth in Dorset and I'm studying law.
Right, fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Which French artist considered the 1894 work Oviri to be his greatest ceramic sculpture? Its title comes from a Tahitian word meaning savage.
Keys Taylor.
Gauguin.
Gauguin is correct, yes. Right, your bonuses are on a philosopher, Gonville Caius. Excellent as his sociological diagnosis was, his own development of it proves that the therapy he recommended is worse than the evil he tried to combat. These words of Karl Popper refer to which ancient philosopher?
Plato, as in the Republic. And
Yeah, that could make sense. Yeah, I did that off For Humans theory. No, let's go Plato. Plato?
Correct. The safest general characterisation of the European philosophical tradition is that it consists of a series of footnotes to Plato. Which English philosopher wrote those words in a work of 1929?
This is Russell, surely. Bertrand Russell?
No, it wasn't. It was Alfred North Whitehead. And finally, Plato is my friend, Aristotle is my friend, but my greatest friend is truth. Which English scientist wrote a Latin version of this adage in his student notebook in the 1660s?
Would that be Newton?
Newton.
Yeah, he was born in the 1640s. So, yeah.
Okay, Isaac Newton?
Correct. 10 points for this. Listen carefully, answer as soon as your name is called. Under contract bridge bidding systems in which jacks are evaluated as 1 high card point, queens 2, kings 3 and aces 4, what is the maximum number of high card points that any one hand can hold?
Keys Loveday.
4.
Darren Morgan Thomas.
12.
No, it's 37. There are 13 cards per hand, of course. Right, 10 points for this. Answer in Greek, Latin or English. In chapter 1 of St John's Gospel, John the Baptist says that what precise entity taketh away the sin of the world? In Latin...
Keys Loveday.
The Lamb of God.
Correct. Right, your bonuses, Gonville Caius, are on the so-called noughties, or the first decade of the 21st century. Simply name the year in which the following events took place. Firstly, the launch of Wikipedia, the start of the UK foot and mouth disease outbreak, and the demise of the Enron Corporation.
2001? 2001?
Correct. Secondly, the 250th anniversary of the birth of Mozart, the independence of Montenegro, and the launch of Twitter.
2006. Yeah. 2006.
Correct. And finally, the World Health Organization declared an influenza pandemic. Carol Ann Duffy was appointed Poet Laureate, and a public memorial service was held for the pop star Michael Jackson.
That's 09.
09? Jackson died in 09,
he died in
definitely. 2009?
Correct. 10 points for this. Quote, in the present day, the limitation of governmental power means the enslavement of the people by the great corporations who can only be held in check through the extension of governmental power. These were the words of which former US president speaking in 1912?
Durham Morgan Thomas.
Theodore Roosevelt?
Correct. Your first set of bonuses, Durham, are on mass extinctions. Earth's most severe extinction event eliminated about 70% of land species and occurred, perhaps in phases, around 250 million years ago at the end of which geologic period? The last of the Paleozoic era.
I thought it was like Mesolithic or something.
No idea, don't go with me.
Is that an era?
Go with it.
Or is it the one that's in it?
Cretaceous.
It's either Mesolithic or Cretaceous, I think. Which one's the era? Any thoughts on that? Good. Cretaceous?
No, it's the Permian. Secondly, often known by the letters OS, the second most severe extinction occurred around 440 million years ago at the transition between which two periods?
Oh dear.
Is that the only Nick? I don't know. Jurassic and Triassic? They're just...
Yeah, I know, they're two.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to struggle here, aren't we?
Cambrian and Cretaceous.
Sounds good. Cambrian and Cretaceous?
They're the Ordovician and the Silurian. And finally, the most recent mass extinction event caused the disappearance of non-avian dinosaurs. Known by the letters KT, it began in which geologic period?
Okay, right, this is one of those, isn't it? Is that? I think that might be. Cretaceous?
It is Cretaceous, yes. Fingers on the buzzers, 10 points for this. Mustela putorius is the binomial of which British carnivore, distinguished from the stoat by its larger size...
Durham Point Shaw.
Weasel?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. By its larger size and facial markings, it was formerly synonymous with promiscuity and is the ancestor of the domesticated ferret.
Keys Warner.
Rat.
No, it's the polecat. 10 points for this. The name of which neurotransmitter occurs in the class of medications known by the abbreviation SSRI?
Keys Martinelli.
Serotonin.
Serotonin is correct. Bonuses on so-called problem plays, Gonville and Caius. The term problem play has been applied to several works by Shakespeare, but was first used in 1896 by the critic F.S. Boas to denote 3 of his works. Name 2 of them.
Merchant of Venice, I think, is one of them. Measure for Measure, I think, is one.
Tempest.
Tempest could be one as well. Should we go Measure for Measure and The Tempest? OK, Measure for Measure and The Tempest?
No, only one of those is right. Measure for Measure is, but The Tempest isn't. Troilus and Cressida is, and All's Well That Ends Well is. Right, secondly, for 5 points... Many of the later problem plays of which British author, who died in 1934, concern a dark secret of the past which haunts the protagonist's present and threatens their future. A notable example is The Second Mrs. Tanqueray.
Any ideas?
No.
G.K. Chesterton?
Could try that. Yeah, G.K. Chesterton?
No, it's Arthur Wing Pinero. And finally, The Silver Box, Strife and Justice are among the problem plays of which English author who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1932?
John Galsworthy.
John Galsworthy is in Forsyth, dude.
Yes.
John Galsworthy.
Correct. We're going to take a picture round. For your picture starter, you're going to see the opening lines of a well-known poem. However, each noun has been replaced by one several nouns later in the dictionary. For 10 points, I want you to give me the title of the poem and its author.
Keys Taylor.
It's Edward Lear, The Owl and the Pussycat.
It is indeed. Let's see the whole thing. Now, in that illustration, the owl and the pussycat was subjected to the N+7 procedure, one of the experimental writing techniques developed by the Oulipo group of French avant-garde writers. Your picture bonuses are the openings of 3 17th century poems in English, treated in a similar fashion. I want the title of the poem and its author in each case. Firstly, for 5.
And time. Had we but something enough in time, this something were no crime. John Donne? Andrew Marvell? Does anyone recognise the name?
I don't recognise it at all.
Had we but something enough in time, this something were no crime.
Got a guess.
Andrew Marvell, his coy mistress going to bed.
Andrew Marvell.
The poem?
His coy mistress going to bed.
His coy mistress going to bed.
I'll accept that. It is to his coy mistress, yes. Yes, it's slightly less seductive when transposed in that French fashion. Secondly...
Is that...
Could it be Milton?
That's not flea, is it? No.
If you think you know, go for it. I don't recognise it.
I don't really know any 17th century poets, to be honest. So
Milton, Lycidas.
we'll go Milton and Lycidas.
No, that is John Donne's The Sun Rising. And finally...
Milton, Paradise Lost.
Milton, Paradise Lost. Milton, Paradise Lost.
Indeed it is. Great. Let's get on with another starter question. Foreign Secretary under Sir Robert Peel, who succeeded Lord Derby as Prime Minister in 1852 and was forced to resign over the mismanagement...
Keys Taylor.
The Earl of Aberdeen?
Correct, yes, George Gordon, yes. Bonuses this time on continued fractions, Gonville and Keyes. Which class of numbers is characterised as the set of reals with terminating or finite continued fraction representation?
Yeah, I think so.
Rational,
Yeah,
I think.
makes sense.
Is it rational?
It is the rational numbers, yes. Secondly, if the continued fraction expansion of a real number is eventually periodic, then that number is a solution of an integer polynomial equation of at most what degree?
If it's 2 degrees? Or 3 degrees? We guess 2 degrees.
Yeah, okay.
2 degrees.
Correct. Which ubiquitous mathematical constant has continued fraction representation consisting solely of a sequence of ones repeated ad infinitum?
Okay, so is it 1 or E?
Is it E?
E or pi are the...
Oh, sorry,
obvious.
pi. Let's go for pi.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Pi's pretty ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Let's go pi.
That's the golden ratio.
Yeah.
Right, 10 points for this. What name links the second largest city of Cuba, the capital of Galicia in Spain, and a national capital 70 miles from the Pacific Ocean on a similar latitude to Montevideo?
Keys Warner.
Santiago.
Santiago is correct. Right, your bonuses are on birds of the Corvidae family in the words of the RSPB website. In each case, name the bird from the description. Firstly, one of the cleverest, most adaptable of our birds, the closely related hooded variety, has recently been split as a separate species.
So Corvidae like crows,
raven,
rooks,
crow.
and so magpie's pretty
The
smart.
magpie's
aren't they?
pika pika, isn't it?
No, it's part of Corvidae, I think.
Yeah.
Can a magpie?
No, it's the same, yes, related to that, but it's a crow, a carrion crow.
Oh, sorry.
Secondly, the most colourful members of the crow family. In the autumn, you may see them burying acorns for retrieving later in the winter.
So what else? Magpie, raven.
Raven, rook. I don't know what a rook is, really.
Yeah, give us...
Rook.
No, they're jays. And finally, sociable birds. They feed and roost in flocks in winter, often together with jackdaws.
Magpie.
Raven.
Should we try raven?
Yeah.
Raven.
No, that's a rook. 10 points for this. Quote, the Mediterranean peoples often say that a man with a big nose is a sexual athlete. Nothing in his life or his poems contradicts this idea, although it was his ancestor who got the nickname. These words of the classicist Gilbert Hyatt refer to...
Durham Morgan Thomas.
Cicero.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Refer to which Roman poet who died in exile on the Black Sea in AD 17?
Keys Loveday.
Ovid.
Ovid is right, yes. Right, your bonuses are on music and art, Gonville and Keyes. Which artists included portraits of his family and friends, including the poets Gautier and Baudelaire and the composer Offenbach, in his 1862 work, Music in the Tuileries Gardens?
Courbet? Possible?
Courbet?
No, it's Manet. Which US painter named several of his pieces to emphasise their aesthetic connection with musical themes, including the 1861 work Symphony in White No. 1, also known as The White Girl?
US painter from then?
Whistler?
Whistler?
Yeah.
I don't know any
West is like a century earlier, isn't it? Yeah. And Eakins, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, let's try Whistler.
Correct. More commonly associated with music, what term did Whistler use in the title of a series of paintings on the theme of nighttime, including one that provoked a lawsuit against John Ruskin?
Nocturne.
Nocturne is right, yes. Time for a music round. You're going to hear a bit of classical music by a German composer for your starter. All you have to do is identify him.
Durham Morgan Thomas.
Schubert.
You can hear a little more Gonville and Caius.
Keys Taylor.
Brahms.
No, that's Schumann's Carnival. So we'll take the music bonuses shortly. Someone else will have to get a starter question right first. Fingers on the buzzers. Which six-letter word is used for a meeting of a legislative body or conference at which all the members are expected to be present?
Keys Loveday.
Plenary.
No, you lose 5 points. It is derived from a term meaning a space completely filled with matter in contrast to a vacuum.
Durham Lloyd.
Plenum.
Correct. Now, you heard a moment ago Schumann's Carnival. It uses different motifs to encode the names of the composer and his friends, a form of composition known as cryptography. Your bonuses are pieces from 3 more composers who used that form. In each case, simply identify the composer. Firstly, for 5, the Russian composer of this piece, which uses a motif derived from his initials.
Trying to work it out, I suppose. I know Shostakovich had a thing for that, I think he did.
Doesn't sound like anyone else Russian I can think of.
So I'm reasonably happy, like, I don't know the piece, but I think Shostakovich could be as well, but... Shostakovich?
Correct. Secondly, this French composer of this piece, which uses a cipher to transliterate religious texts into musical notes.
It's not,
French organist. It's probably something like that, isn't it? Because 20th century organist. Poulenc sounds like a good shout. Okay with that? Poulenc?
No, it's Messiaen. And finally, the British composer of this piece, which is based on a motif derived from the family name of the sisters for whom it was written.
Elgar seems most likely, to be honest. Again, I don't know the piece, but... Elgar? Elgar?
It is Elgar, yes. Right, 10 points for this. In physics, if the net external force on a system is 0, what is the time derivative of the total momentum of the system?
Keys Loveday.
1.
No, Durham?
Durham Harvey.
0.
Correct. Was that a guess?
I thought it seemed too obvious, so I sort of held back a bit.
Nothing is too obvious here. Right, here are your bonuses. They're on writing systems. Used by languages including Thai, Burmese and Tibetan, the Brahmic or Brahmi-derived scripts originating during the 1st millennium BCE were in which ancient civilization?
Indus Valley.
That is an ancient civilization.
And it's the right kind of area.
I have no idea, so yeah.
Indus Valley?
Yes, more broadly, the Indian civilizations, yes. So, your second question in this set of bonuses, meaning divine city writing or city script of the gods. Which Brahmi-derived script is used for writing Hindi and other North Indian languages?
Sanskrit?
No, it's Devanagari. And finally, the Brahmic scripts are the source of the dictionary order of the 2-syllabic scripts used to write which major East Asian language?
I've got a clue. Major East Asia. Japanese? No.
Chinese?
Is that
Do we have to be
really
specific, maybe?
Should we say Japanese?
Oh,
It's East Asian.
Cantonese?
Come on.
Cantonese.
No, it's Japanese. You should have listened to him. 10 points for this. Give both answers as soon as your name is called. To what was the Nobel laureate Joseph Brodsky referring when he said the only thing they have in common is the letter P and the letter O?
Durham Morgan Thomas.
Is it people and politicians?
No.
Keys Loveday.
Phosphorus and photography.
No, it's politics and poetry. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as your name is called. Reading clockwise on a compass rose, how many degrees separate east from northwest?
Keys Warner.
135.
No.
Durham Boyd Shaw.
225?
Correct, yes. Mr. Warner, you've been reading it counterclockwise, haven't you? Right, your bonuses are on extractive metallurgy, Durham. What name is given to the extraction of a soluble metallic compound from an ore by dissolving it in solvents such as cyanide or sulfuric acid?
It's probably going to be something I should know, but
It really is.
it's not a word.
Just say something.
Sorry, we don't know.
It's leaching. Born in 1897, which British physical chemist gives his name to a diagram used in extractive metallurgy to show the conditions under which a metal oxide can be reduced to a metal?
Chemist struggling here.
When
I'd say
almost about 1870.
just say the 19th century chemist.
Cavendish?
Go, just say something.
Cavendish.
No, it's Harold Ellingham. For a final 5 points, in the Hall-Héroult process, a compound is dissolved in a molten electrolyte and electrolyzed to give oxygen at the anode and which metal at the cathode?
What did he...
Copper?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's probably going to obscure that. Copper.
No, it's aluminium. Right, we're going to take a second picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a painting depicting women who belong to an American organisation. 10 points if you can give me the full name of the organisation or its common 3-letter abbreviation.
Keys Taylor.
The Daughters of the Revolution.
Nope. One of you want to buzz, Durham?
Durham Boyd Shaw.
DOR?
No, it's Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR. So we'll take the picture bonuses in a moment or two. 10 points at stake for this. The symphony must be like the world. It must embrace everything. Which composer said that? Born in Bohemia in 1860, his work includes 10 symphonies.
Durham Harvey.
Dvorak.
No.
Keys Martinelli.
Mahler.
Mahler is correct, yes. OK, then, following on from that depiction of the Daughters of the American Revolution, you get 3 more portraits of women who are pivotal figures of the American Revolution. In each case, I simply want their names. Firstly, for 5, who's this?
Martha Washington?
Is it Martha Washington?
It is Martha Washington, yes. Secondly, the figure on the right in this one.
Mrs. Adams? Mrs. Franklin?
Oh, is she making the flag? Who made the flag?
Betsy Ross.
Betsy Ross.
It is Betsy Ross who made the flag, yes. And finally...
Any ideas?
Martha Jefferson.
Martha Jefferson?
No, it's Abigail Adams, the second First Lady of the US. 10 points for this. Which poet wrote the short poem that begins, "Had I the heavens embroidered"?
Durham Lloyd.
Yeats.
Yeats is right, yes. Right, a set of bonuses for you, Durham, on the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. Which Florentine banker gives his name to a plot of 1570 that sought to murder Elizabeth and replace her with Mary, Queen of Scots?
Ridolfi.
Ridolfi?
Ridolfi is right. A similar plot of 1586 led to Mary's execution the following year. After which Derbyshire-born Jesuit catspaw is it usually called?
Anybody happy with that? Babington?
Correct. After an unsuccessful tenure as Lord Lieutenant of Ireland, which former favourite of Elizabeth attempted to depose her in 1601? The rising failed and he was executed.
Just Essex.
Well, they'll take Essex.
Essex.
Essex is right. 3 minutes to go, 10 points for this. A chancer, royal fixer, high-class pimp and deal-maker who got into many scrapes and duels. These words describe which 18th century French dramatist, best known for The Barber of Seville and The Marriage of Figaro.
Keys Martinelli.
Beaumarchais.
Beaumarchais is right, yes. These bonuses are on biochemistry keys. Esterases and proteases are denoted EC3 in the Enzyme Commission classification system. What type of reaction does this group catalyse?
Esterases, they break down.
Yeah, so metabolism. Oh, which one's breaking down?
Come on, let's have it, please.
Catabolic.
No, it's hydrolysis. What are the two products of the hydrolysis of an ester?
Alcohol and a carboxylic acid.
An alcohol and a carboxylic acid.
Yes, that's quite correct. And finally, enzymes classified under code EC 3.4 act on what specific type of covalent bond?
Carbon-carbon double, maybe.
Yeah. I actually don't
Do you
know.
have any idea?
No.
Carbon-carbon double bond?
No, it's peptide. 10 points for this. Which Indonesian city gives its name to a 1955 meeting of Asian and African countries that was a major step in the formation of the non-aligned movement?
Durham Morgan Thomas.
Java?
No.
Keys Martinelli.
Jakarta.
No, it's Bandung. 10 points for this. In cell biology, a single healthy human diploid cell contains how many telomeres?
Keys Martinelli.
2.
Nope. And you interrupted, so I had to fine you 5 points.
Durham Lloyd.
4.
No, it's 92. Another starter question now. In the UK, which two prime ministers were in office in the year 1963?
Keys Taylor.
Macmillan and Douglas Hume.
Correct. Your bonuses are on islands this time, Gonville and Caius. The French territorial collectivity of Saint-Pierre and Miquelon is situated off the coast of which country? Come on.
Should we try Brazil?
No, it's Canada. What name is shared by a small Canadian province and the South African island that lies over 1,500 kilometres southeast of Cape Town?
Prince Edward, is that?
Prince Edward. Prince Edward?
Correct. Located just to the south of a line drawn between Cape Town and Buenos Aires, which inhabited island is a British overseas territory?
Sorry, Falkland.
Ascension Island?
OK, Ascension Island.
No, it's Tristan da Cunha. 10 points for this. Listen carefully. By what factor is the length of a spaceship travelling at 4/5 of the speed of light? I've got the gong. Durham University have 75. Gonville Caius College, Cambridge have 170. Well, going out the semi-finals is all right, isn't it? Not too bad at all. Thank you very much for being with us, Durham. We must say goodbye to you, Gonville and Caius. We shall look forward to seeing you in the final. I hope you can join us next time for the final. But until then, it's goodbye from Durham University.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Gonville and Caius College, Cambridge.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.